That business activity declined in the same period, while sales orders increased due to recovering domestic demand, although export volumes remain near the lowest levels seen this year. ABSA says the June PMI results suggest that South Africa's manufacturing sector may be turning a corner, with firmer demand and easing cost pressures laying the groundwork for recovery. However, output remains weak and structural logistical challenges persist.
The PMI did increase somewhat to 48.5 in June, regardless of the increase below that 50 neutral mark, which separates an expansion from a contraction. This is for now the 8th consecutive month, but we think that this is still encouraging, given that the PMI at the current level is at its second highest in 2025. So there's some improvement there as far as, manufacturing sentiment is concerned. And then if you look at the underlying data in terms of what led to sort of the increase that we saw in June, I think the biggest one was the new sales orders sub-index. So that rose by quite a bit to 46.1 in June. And I think that's a big signal that there's some recovery in demand. And I think most of that demand, increase is coming from the domestic environment.
Now, the purchasing price index fell by 2.3 points to 58.1 due to a stronger rand and lower diesel prices at the start of June.
Continued to sort of ease in June, and I think that's a positive for the sector. And I think this is due to the rand being relatively stronger in June compared to May, and also we did also have those fuel price cuts coming in June. So I think that those are part of the things that led to continued deterioration in the price index. And then in terms of Brent crude oil prices, as much as they were higher in June compared to May, but I think the decline that you saw in diesel prices at the beginning of June likely helped that index.
ABSA says the index tracking expected business conditions in 6 months' time was unchanged at 62.5, maintaining the highest level since the end of 2024. Nothando Magudulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.